Hello everybody, welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion. This is Season 4 in the F3 and we are round 7 at Hockenheim. My name is Gareth and joining me once again in commentary is Jools. Jools, how are you?
Great, thanks. How are you?
I'm awesome, thanks. And joining us for the first time in the F3 as a special commentator is Dom. Dom, how are you?
I'm fantastic. It's a party in the commentary booth today.
It really is, yeah. No, don't fart because it will stink. So, taking a look at the championship standings, then Gavin Kelly still on top, 1 point ahead of Oliver Walker. Rob Miller homing in third place with James Garlick, Richard Santana, Josh Kanamath, David Lyon, Merrin Hugavin, Roberto Costa and Gareth Winslade rounding out the top 10. It's all looking very tight in that midfield though, isn't it, Jules?
It is. I mean, there were a record amount of penalty points given out at Donington last round. 90 points were taken off the various drivers, including Kelly, the leader, which was reduced his points lead to just 1 from Walker.
Yes, indeed. And that was an enormous crash at the start of that feature race at Donington, as well as you say, a lot of accidents taking place throughout the sprint race as well.
Yeah, the magnets that are Stott and Winslade coming together again.
Yes, they need to sort that stuff out, although they obviously will not be colliding this race. Winslade now on a break, presumably to get his head straightened out. Taking a look at the teams then, we've got Stupid Aguri on top from Race Ventura and Walliams, only a point behind Race Ventura. Really close between those three teams. And who's your money on for the title, Dom?
It's hard to say, to be honest. It's been such a close season. It really could go any way, I feel. But I'm always fond of the underdog, so maybe ETM going to mount a late charge and pip for the win.
That would be nice, yeah. We're looking at some lovely softcore porn slow-mo images of the cars going around this Hockenheim circuit then. And taking a look at the practice times, Rob Miller on a 1:30.004. That's a very rapid time indeed. And look at that, 1.5 tenths ahead of David Lyon, Gavin Kelly in third and Jordan Johnson in fourth. Oliver Walker just half a second behind in fifth as well. That's looking pretty close, isn't it?
It certainly is. I think all through practice in the week it was looking close. I understand Rob actually did sneak into a 29.9 in practice. Obviously he's not managed to do it at the official practice, but I think he was the only one to do it. Yeah,
and 7 seconds points gap, and I'm going to assume that those guys at the back have been struggling somewhat. And nice to see a new starter as well in Oliver Kemp, the privateer there in 18th place. Here we are on the grid then, Rob Miller on pole, ahead of David Lyon, then Jordan Johnson, Gavin Kelly, Oliver Walker, Nathan Parker, Turmalaran and Josh Kanamath. And look at this wonderful shot through the cars on the grid. This is a beautiful new addition to our features.
And there's certainly a nice big grid there as well, 22 cars.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Gary Jones at the back for the A team. Here's the cars then on the grid, and we're getting ready to rock. Rob Miller on the right. David Lyon on the left. There's the red lights. Wow, long start there. Pause there, and it's green. We are racing at Hockenheim, and it's a good start by Miller. And Lyon still alongside Jordan Johnson threatening him around the outside. They've made contact and Miller's gone round as well. What on earth happened there? And was that the two...
There's still cars piling in.
Oh my goodness me. Yeah, we have had one. Wow, it's carrying on behind now. So another Rumblebees getting involved. That's Gavin Kelly being pitched round by the Rumblebees there.
I think that was Parker.
Oh, was that Parker? Oh, I did beg your pardon.
Yeah, Kelly up into P1 now.
Kelly on the screen. Yeah, no, Kelly leading the race then. This is amazing stuff. There he is then, and that's Oliver Walker challenging behind, and Turmalaran then from the QRS team, and he's down the inside of Walker into the hairpin. Someone running off the track there as well, and now rejoining.
Wow, 6 cars in the pits as it stands.
Oh dear me. So Rob Miller is out, Josh Kanamath in the pits as you say, Sam Stott, David Lyon, Adam Highfield and Chris White as well. Replay the start. Talk us through it, Jules.
Well, Baddie hasn't moved obviously there. A good start from Highfield ahead of Stott here as well. And then we're going to see probably carnage as we go into T1 here.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so was that Highfield collecting Namath and then stop having nowhere to go?
Yeah,
Huge one.
Stopped
Another
very much
replay.
the innocent party there. Like you say, Miller spun on his own, line clipped the curb, which bounced him into Johnson, and then just
they took
everybody
out.
joined it.
Yeah, and they collected Miller as he came round in his spin as well. There's another replay on board. Highfield pitching into the back of Namath and then just being hit by a number of other cars as well. Oh gosh, and it's still going
ending.
on. He's already dead. So cutting back to the live action then, Kelly now have a 1.5 second lead from Walker, who has fended off Millar, he's now half a second back. And who's that off the road? Oh no, it's Cameron McKay then from 12th place. He was running in the points.
There was more contact in the live footage as well while we were watching those replays. I wasn't sure who it was. It might have been... I thought it was Walker, but Walker's still in P2, so it wasn't Walker.
I think I noticed Kemp was hit while trying to join the pits, take the pit lane. He must have had some damage in that T1 contact.
Right, look at that then. Everyone below P12 is now in the pits or just coming out of the pit lane. Wow, we thought Donington was bad. This has been a really bad start to this race in terms of the carnage.
Certainly for some drivers. You can see Don Parker's there's made it up to 5th place. I think he started quite low on the grid actually.
Yeah.
Another spinner, Costa.
That's Costa. And look how close there Malarin was behind multiple incidents. Yes, indeed. Look how close Malarin is to Walker then. He's really finding this a lot more comfortable on the cold tyres than Walker. And are we going to see a pass maybe down to the hairpin? That's probably going to be his best chance.
I think they've already passed each other a few times.
Yeah. Wow.
Some cars exiting the pits as well here. Let's hope they don't hold the leaders up.
Yeah, so that's a lot of cars coming out, like you say. Oh, and they are getting straight into that battle for second, and this is not ideal.
That's messy. That's very messy.
Yeah, and is that Kemp in the red car then?
Yep, that's Kemp.
So new starts to the league, and so a penalty for Highfield already being applied then. Oh, and they're touching with Millar in there. This is Kemp as he come down to the hairpin. And he's really interfering with this battle. And now clipping Walker as well. Yeah, not the best way to make a start in the league.
Let's hope there's no damage for Walker there.
Yeah.
He's on board with Kemp and he can't make the turn there.
Kemp must be damaged then as he come into Mercedes corner and taking out, that's Merin Hugovin from 4th place. Wow.
That wasn't ideal, was it? No.
No. Yeah. No, we don't want to see that. That's really poor driving.
That's Christmas for Parker though. Now back up into P4 from, I think you're right, before Jools, I think started down in the teens on the grid and now up into P4.
Wow, what a fantastic start then. Meanwhile, this tremendous battle between Malarin and Walker still continuing. Malarin with a chance for his best finish yet in the F3s. Obviously he's got that sprint race victory at the Red Bull Ring in GT3.
Yeah, they're having a great old ding-dong. I think they're really enjoying this.
Yeah, but look at that Kelly out front then. He has grabbed this opportunity with all the fast guys out of the way. Well, the other fast guys, shall I say, and he's just disappearing. Here's Nathan Parker then, fighting with Lawrence Aaron Jenkins. And we remember these two collided. Oh, and they've done it again. They did have a big collision into turn 1 in the... Was that the feature race at Donington?
Yeah, I think so. It looked like move for the 2nd place here.
Yeah, and a penalty then for Kemp. Not ideal on your first race. Yeah, so as you say, Malarin has got through, but here comes Walker battling back as they come to Mercedes. Big stop into this corner. And very easy to lose the back end on the exit. Wow, they got... Wow. Super move there by Ollie. What do you make of that, Dom?
That was quite impressive all the way around the outside. I've had it a few times where I'm pressing the brakes that hard and the back end just comes around on me, but both drivers there did a great job to keep it clean.
Yeah. We saw Jones there having to charge off track as Roberto Costa fighting his way back through. He's up to P9 now.
Dom was saying earlier about Christmas present. I think Kelly's had his Christmas and next birthday present early from Lyne, Johnson and Miller. Especially Miller, as Miller's been closing him down in the championship for the last few rounds.
Well, absolutely, yeah. That's what I was saying earlier, where he, must be just unbelievable that for him to see all these other cars that he'd be expecting to battle miles behind.
Yeah, you can see the winners and losers now on the left there. You can see Parker up 12, Forrester up 11, a couple other drivers there, Aaron Jenkins and Jones up 12 places.
Yeah, so a chance for some great points from these guys.
On the flip side, Miller down 16 and Line down 15.
Yes,
Disaster.
indeed, yeah. So another hefty Stewards video upcoming then, following this one.
It's like Parker there is coming under the intentions of Garlick.
Yes.
Yeah, Garlic a bit squirrely on the brakes there, it looked like.
Yeah, running a bit wide. And here comes Josh Kanema from the ETM as well.
Yeah, unfortunately he's a lap down.
Yeah, so all the way down in 15th place. So still on for a point at the moment.
These two still inseparable for P2 and 3, Malaren and Walker.
We haven't seen Malaren drive this well in the F3s yet, I don't think. And it's a brilliant drive by him.
He did do a good fight in the Battle of the Big Wings race at Spa.
Oh gosh, yeah, he was amazing going toe to toe with Gary Richards, wasn't it, in the other F3
Yeah, around
car?
the outside at Blanchimont, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that was an amazing move. And this fight is definitely just helping Kelly even more in his escape. We've got a really nice grouping coming through with Parker and Garlick just behind him, 4th and 5th as well.
I noticed that Johnson, Miller and Line are trading fastest laps at the moment, but it's all for now at the moment, just Johnson in the points.
Yes, and what's this then? Parker falling down the order and saying he's out. Is that a transponder issue? Because he's there, isn't he?
I believe that the problem is there's two Parkers.
Ah, of course, yes.
Commentator's nightmare.
Yeah, to add to the two Weavers.
To add to the two Weavers, yes, we now got two Parkers.
And they're still at it here for second place.
Yes, so that'll be Nathan Parker from the Stupid Aguri team.
Kelly's starting to catch lap traffic now. He's closing up on Hoogervin, so perhaps getting a bit of a tow down the straights now.
Yes. And a lot of people like to rail on this layout of Hockenheim and bemoan the fact that the old track is now gone, but this layout does provide some superb racing in all categories.
Absolutely, you're not wrong there.
I actually prefer it, I think. The old track, you just like flat out down the long straight and then a bit of a chicane, then you just had this the stadium section, which is still there, so it's not as if you've lost much to gain what is a great exciting track. Wow, drivers going very wide in the first corner then.
Yeah, you can go quite wide before you get a slowdown, so it is sometimes worth to pick up a 1x here and there.
Yeah.
Just to get a better exit.
Look at that then, Kelly. So half a second faster than Walker in second and 3/10 faster than Malaren in third. So he's extending that gap. Here
Walker running wide into the hairpin as Malaren gets up the inside now.
Oh, his fight's just going. Wow, look at this then. Lots of cars getting
wide out of the hairpin.
Oh no!
Oh!
Parker into Namath and then into Miller. Oh, let's get a replay of that. Tom's car's looking very damaged now. It's Don Parker there and slows to a stop for a tow.
Out of 4th place on debut there as well.
Yeah. Look at Malaren and Walker side by side once again as they come into the stadium. Wow, that's brave stuff through there.
Great driving.
Sachs curve, yeah. We all remember Sebastian Vettel sliding wide in the rain there, which effectively probably ruined gave away his championship, didn't it, back 2 or 3 years ago now?
Maybe we could do all our races here.
It's a brilliant track, isn't it?
It certainly is.
But it's interesting that even though we've changed from Donington, which was we said it was a very tight track for these cars, and but even on a big wide modern track, we still had all those incidents on the first lap.
Well, the drivers had a bit of a break, didn't they? It's his first day back at school syndrome. Just look at that. Aaron Jenkins is on for a season best at the moment, in 6th place though.
Yeah, wow, that's an impressive result from him. He's making it count, and taking advantage of all these other issues.
As McLaren makes up the place again, and we'll no doubt see Walker take it back in a second.
Yeah.
Yep, here he goes. Great respect between these two.
Absolutely, yeah. And Oliver Walker's showing he's looking quite handy into that Mercedes corner.
It's a nice counterbalance versus lap 1, turn 1 to then see these two racing so cleanly together.
Yes,
lap after lap.
Yeah.
As a penalty is announced for Parker for that collision with Namath.
Yeah, that's kind of inevitable then in terms of the penalty. So elsewhere, it's nice to see Chris Forrester running in P5 as well.
And Jones, the second driver for the A-team, is currently bringing in the points.
Yeah, as we see Parker.
Am I right in saying Jones started quite low down the grid at the start as well?
He was last on the grid, 22nd.
Yeah. So between Aaron Jenkins and Jones, showing that if you can stay out of trouble through the opening laps, you can be on for some good points here.
Yeah, definitely. And Chris Forrester, he was on for that first potential win and sprint race at Montreal before he had a couple of spins and errors to fall out of contention. So let's hope he can keep going for a 5th place here. Side by side once again then, between Walker and Milaren.
And that's Linen lapping himself from Garlick.
Yeah, so he's charging through the field.
He's certainly got some pace.
Already halfway through the race, and here they come into Mercedes once again then. Walker to the inside. So Garlick is now only a couple of seconds behind these two, so he is slowly gaining with their because they're fighting so hard.
Yeah, he's got time to get up to the back of them. He's still got 8 laps to go.
Yeah, and was that Jason Weaver's car looking a bit squirrely there in the shelf squirrel?
I'm not sure whether he got a slowdown or something, but he's not really, fought that position, has he?
No.
Maybe he had a slowdown.
We know Jason does prefer to caution rather than valour when a fast guy's coming at him. And I think that's a sensible approach, better to pull it back and get home with some decent hatful of points rather than, fight it and potentially wipe 2 cars out and get a penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. Know who you're racing in a race like this. We know Johnson's very fast, one of the fastest guys on the grid. So,
yeah, very true.
Exactly. I would just follow him and try and copy what he's doing and allow him to drag me up to the guys in front, definitely.
Yeah, and look at that then, 9th and 10th, Johnson and Johnson. Oh, it's Jones and Johnson. Oh, that spoils my jokes.
As we see Stott coming out of the pits now. Is this a second pit stop after the opening lap? It's down in 19th as it stands.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, it's getting close between Walker and Milaren still. And Line is right on the back of them then.
And just dragged Garlick along with him.
Yeah. Well, we know Garlick's no slouch, so I not surprised to see him up there. So here's Roberto Costa. And he's just getting past one of the CC racers. Presuming that's Chris White then.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. He was involved in the lap 1 shenanigans.
Kelly's still pushing. Personal best there. As the second and third come in together.
Wow, and Garlick as well, just behind, look.
Almost a collision on the pit entry there. They were very close together.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, one of them, was it Walker, looked like he got loose there as he was on the brakes.
Yeah, and we all remember that obviously one of the key features to Oliver's win in Interlagos was due to Kelly getting a bit loose on the pit lane exit. So
yeah, and then he put it in the wall.
Just like Line at the Nürburgring, yeah.
Oh, Line at Nürburgring was just comedy.
So all 3 of those drivers safely out of the pit lane then.
And no rest for Malaring or Walker as they come out together and resume their battle.
Yes.
Pressure now line on Parker. This is for position, but down in 14th and 15th as it stands.
Yeah, so still points then, but not the points they were hoping for.
Parker pulls over there.
Yeah.
Was that a defensive move, or maybe allowing line past? Who he's got past either way.
And Roberto Costa now in 5th. He was in 7th a minute ago. And so we see Aaron Jenkins is in the pits. So is he pitting for a refueling stop? Kelly in the pits now, our race leader.
Hopefully it's just a fuel stop for Aaron Jenkins. I mean, everybody seems to be coming in now. They've got to be getting to the end of their fuel.
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting to see him fall down the order quite so much when he was in P7 or P6, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There he goes then.
It'll be interesting to see the cars that have been damaged maybe a little bit later in the race that weren't on lap 1, if they can maybe stretch the fuel out to the end of the race and pick some positions back up maybe.
Yeah, if you can get a couple of laps into the race with your damage, then it's possible to kind of fuel save and get to the end. If you pit lap 1, it's pretty much impossible, I find.
Yeah, well, this will tell us now then, because Costa's just in the pits now, and he was in 5th place, so this will tell us if Aaron Jenkins had an issue as well, or if it was just a standard pit stop.
True. Johnson has actually done an incredible recovery, considering what happened first lap. He's up to 7th.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. What an amazing drive then. Yeah, so look, Costa now on pit exit in 8th place. So
But is Johnson going to have to pit again?
I was just wondering, if he was caught in that lap 1 incident, perhaps going to have to pit again and maybe relinquish that P7.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice if he had too much damage and had to pit or not. I can't recall.
I seem to remember seeing his name down in the pits in lap 1.
Well, looking at that, he's got quite a gap over 8th place, so he may actually have enough time to get in and do a splash and dash. In fact, he's just passing Forrester.
Wow, he's climbing through the field then. This is reminiscent of Imola when he made his debut with the league. Such an exciting drive that was, even though it ended in complete disaster. He did drag it home for a point.
Very true. You see, Walker's got a bit of breathing space, about 8/10 of it at the moment. That's about as much as he's had all race.
Yeah, and that does seem to be the case sometimes, isn't it, in racing, where you have a pit stop and just for whatever reason one driver is able to re-engage much better than the other one. Seen that in various categories through the years.
Johnson is now in the pits.
So he couldn't make it then. Let's see what happens and where he gets out. And he set the fastest lap of the race then. 130.77.
Yeah, the pit stop graphic a second ago did also say that Nathan Parker in P5 hasn't pitted yet as well, so we'll look for him coming in soon.
Oh, good spot there. Dom?
These guys are certainly making the most of their fuel then.
Yeah. So Costa back up to 7th then as a result of Johnson's pit stop. Gary Jones having a great race in P9. As is Jason Weaver then in 10th at the moment. Although we wait to see where Nathan Parker will recover to. He's just made his stop. And Batty in 12th as well. So those two fast drivers we should see coming through as we see Johnson getting past Costa. Why? That's weird. Just waved him through there.
Yeah, that was possibly another know who you're racing kind of move.
Yeah, true. But I mean, Costa's doing. He's having a great championship actually. He's doing very well this season.
Yeah, that's true. Perhaps. I know I've had it sometimes when I've been racing and perhaps let someone through because I thought they were still yet to pit. You know, if, say, for example, your overlay that you're using is giving you some dud information. So
okay.
maybe waved him through by mistake thinking he's still yet to pit or something.
All right, yeah, I know. Very good point. And we yet to see what happened to Aaron Jenkins then that had caused him to fall out of what would have been his best result of the season so far. He's currently in 14th place now. We'll make that 15th.
Mine just got past him as well.
Line's just gone past, yep.
Yeah, maybe that was missed by the cameras.
Yeah, it's a shame because as I say, he was on for a season best result. We do like to see our drivers doing well. 6.5 seconds is the gap at the front now. Kelly is just, he must be wondering where everyone is.
Did he sneak a Formula Renault 3.5 into this race rather than a Formula 3?
Yeah. There's a hangover from the Battle of the Big Wings, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smart strategy. It looks like the gap has come down a bit, so I imagine he's probably stroking it home at this point.
Yeah, with 2 laps to go, no point risking anything.
Oh, it's always
especially as we get later.
Fastest lap, though, isn't it?
Is it though?
As we get later in the race, though, we might be pushing towards his incident limit.
Yeah.
Imagine getting disqualified from P1.
Oh, doesn't bear thinking about. But you wouldn't want to lose. He's been hungry for this win. It's been a long time coming for him.
I think it's astounding that he's topping the championship without a win so far this season.
Yeah,
really shows the consistency in the other races.
Miller on Walker once again, and as they come into the hairpin.
So much for that comfortable 8/10 gap.
Yeah. Miller
the toe down straight there just really seemed to help Miller out there.
Yeah, regrouped, re-engaged, and he's back up. But this is Walker's strongest corner, it seems, which is the Mercedes corner. And look at that, down the inside. Ballsy stuff from the pair of them there. And no contact, great racing.
Starting to give each other a little less room, though, you notice, as we get in the closing stages.
Yeah, very good spot there, Dom. Then they come down to the Sachs curve. And you think this is more of an overtaking spot than it is when you watch the corner, but when you're in the car, it's certainly a tough corner to do a pass on.
Yeah, I think maybe because of the camber and the hairpin means you can carry in more speed than you'd expect, so the braking zone isn't as heavy as what it looks like just from sort of a track layout.
Yes. And is that the white flag being waved there?
Yeah, it should be. There's Malaren using up one of his X's to have a run on Walker. I noticed Dom just made a move on Jones to take 10th place, so he's up in the top 10. His next target now is Weaver, 8 tenths ahead.
That's not too far,
Or maybe
is
be
it?
driving angry after that contact with Namath early in the race.
Quite possibly. And we are side by side once again. And looks like Line is now joining in. These guys have already been interrupted on lap 2 by Kemp. It looks like Line's now deciding to get involved in their battle.
Oh, you really
Pretty wide into the hairpin with a lap down car. And again, this contact. Malaren this time coming off worst.
Contact between Malaren and Line then. Probably one for the stewards.
Well, Kemp rubbed against Ollie. Line's rubbed against Malaren. I guess it's 1-1.
Yeah.
1-1 in the battle for P2 and 3. Again, let's hope there's no damage on Malaren's car.
I imagine
he's
now getting back
he's
past
getting
David Line.
by Line.
What a move there to put the lap back on Line as he came into the stadium. That was an enormously brave move by Malaren there.
It's cost him almost 9 tenths though, that move.
Yeah, it's cost him the chance of second. But Gavin Kelly has won this race then at Hockenheim in the feature, and Oliver Walker comes home P2 just ahead of Malaren.
Great battle.
I think it's a sign of a great race at the front when you barely see the leader on camera.
Gav just cleared off in that one.
So here comes Stephen Batty then, currently in 12th place, battling with Gary Jones. Good friends, these two, off track.
Nice cut back from Jones there.
Yep. He's got the better run off the corner. Looks like Batty. These two very fond of laying slices of cheese on people when they're asleep, by the way. So, never fall asleep when these two are around.
Thanks for that trivia.
I'm full of trivia. Oh, Dom Parker then into the back of Jason Weaver on the final lap. That is a calamity.
It's going to be a race to forget, I think, for Parker, this one.
Yeah, and that's just cost Weaver a good couple of places then. Here comes Stephen Batty, one of the grateful recipients. Comes home in P9, just ahead of Gary Jones in 10th.
Be interesting if our pit reporters can get a word with Batty and find out what happened at the start there. We saw him basically not set off at the green lights.
Well, the same thing happened to him in the sprint race at Montreal as well.
Yeah. Was it the sprint race or was it the feature and the sprint race?
It was the sprint race. The feature was when he had that early braking incident with Winslade. Anyway, so Gavin Kelly winning the feature race at Hockenheim from Oliver Walker in second, Tourmalaren in third. Then we had James Garlick, Nathan Parker, Chris Forrester in sixth. Great result from him. Jordan Johnson in seventh, Roberto Costa eighth. Ninth was Stephen Batty, and 10th was Gary Jones. What a great result for Gary. Jason Weaver came home 11th ahead of Dom Parker, the assassin. And then David Lyne, Lawrence Aaron Jenkins, Merrin Hugavin, Adam Highfield, Sam Stott, Chris White, Cameron McKay was in 19th, 20th was Rob Miller. Then we had Josh Kanamuth and Oliver Kemp. Very happy Gavin Kelly there doing the donuts to celebrate his first win of the season.
The obligatory donuts.
Yeah, the monkey off his back. Let's see what that's done to the championship then. Lovely new slow-mo shots. These look amazing. So Kelly extends his lead from Oliver Walker. James Garlick now up to third ahead of Rob Miller. Rich Santana maintains in fifth, and David Lyne up to sixth, just ahead of Josh Kanamuth after his unfortunate result today. Then we have Merrin Hugavin, Roberto Costa and Jordan Johnson now in the top 10. Tourmalaren though, look at that, up 6 places after his huge result in P3. He's got to be delighted with that, and he's just behind Graham Barsley, who sadly was not in this race. Stephen Batty picking up some points to move up into 22nd place. Great race, guys, huh?
Yeah, absolutely amazing race, especially for second place.
Yeah, yes indeed, yeah. So you can see Walliams going up to second place, then just ahead of Race Ventura. ETM falling down, then thanks to Winslade being on hiatus and Namath being taken out in this race. Yeah, lots to digest from that big crash at the start, and some drivers probably needing a bit of introspection and reflection.
I'm sure they'll get it all together for the next race.
Yeah, so here's the stewards' decisions then. Penalty for car 17 causing a collision, penalty for car 32 causing a collision
Twice,
and penalty for car 26 as well. So yeah, some big moments in that race then.
Yeah, and as I say, a massive present to Kelly, I think.
Oh yeah.
He had to take that with both hands.
As we see, that was the moment that Kemp was spun out of the race. As a reminder, you can find us at limitofadhesion.com, Limit of Adhesion on Facebook. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the videos. Come say hi on Discord.
Cheers, bye-bye.
Bye.